I told my ex-husband that my mother's inheritance was meant for me, and not a community fund for his current relationship. I was married to my ex-husband, Jonathan, for 15 years. We divorced 5 years ago. The divorce was amicable, mostly because we didn't have children and had already separated our finances fairly. We are on decent, if distant, terms. My mother passed away 6 months ago. It was a difficult time, but she left me a substantial inheritance, enough to pay off my mortgage and have a comfortable cushion. My mother and I were very close, and she had always been clear that she wanted her money to go to me. Jonathan has been dating Harper for about 3 years. Harper is a stay-at-home partner and Jonathan is a mid-level manager. They live a comfortable life, but I know they have been struggling with a few things lately, mainly the cost of a major home renovation they started, and a few unexpected medical bills for Jonathan. Jonathan and I were having coffee last week to discuss selling a piece of joint property we still owned, a small vacation plot. During the conversation, he brought up my inheritance. I was surprised he knew the exact amount, but he admitted that his mother, my former mother-in-law, who I am still friendly with, had mentioned it. Then, he dropped the bombshell. He said that Harper was having a really hard time with the financial stress of the renovation and the bills. He then asked, "Since you got such a large windfall, would you consider giving Harper a small portion? Say $20,000? It would solve all their immediate problems and it's a drop in the bucket for you." I was completely taken aback. I asked him why he thought it was appropriate to ask me for money, especially for his girlfriend, who I barely know. His argument was that during our marriage I had always been the one who was more financially stable, and he had often covered unexpected expenses for me when I was between jobs or had a medical issue. He framed it as me paying it forward or balancing the scales for the support he had given me in the past. He also said that Harper had been a huge emotional support for him during our divorce, and that she deserved a break. He insisted that this wasn't about a loan, but about a moral obligation, a reciprocal gesture for the years he'd been the primary financial safety net. He even suggested that if I truly cared about his well-being, I would want to alleviate the stress on his current household. This line of reasoning struck me as manipulative and completely divorced from reality. I firmly refused. I told him that my mother's inheritance was meant for me, and it was not a community fund for his current relationship. I reminded him that our divorce settlement was fair and final, and any financial support he gave me during our marriage was part of being a husband, not a loan with interest. I also pointed out that he was asking me to give a large sum of money to a woman who is not family, has no legal or moral claim to my mother's money, and is not even a friend. He got very defensive and said I was being selfish and cold-hearted. He said I was sitting on a fortune while his partner was stressed to the point of tears. He accused me of having a scarcity mindset and not understanding the value of helping people you care about. The conversation ended badly. Now Jonathan is not speaking to me, and he's been posting vague, passive-aggressive things on social media about people who forget where they came from, and the true measure of a person's character. My former mother-in-law called me, not to pressure me, but to say that Jonathan is genuinely upset, and that maybe I should consider a smaller amount just to keep the peace. I feel like I'm completely in the right. This is my money, from my mother, but the pressure and the accusations of being selfish are starting to get to me. Was it okay for not sharing my inheritance with my ex-husband's girlfriend?